I am hoping, and I mean this with every fucking fiber of my being, I am hoping that this controversy now, this scandal, this horror that is ripping at the Catholic Church is going to rip it into a million pieces and end its reign of terror over the human race, the Catholic Church. I fucking hate the Catholic Church. I don't hate Catholics. These poor schmucks who are Catholics, they had no choice. I mean, there might be a few people, relatively speaking, who at the age 40 or said, oh, I think I'll be a Catholic. But that's not how the Catholics get their cult members. They get them before the kids can even fucking think. And the ones that survive the butt fucking and the vagina fucking and the child molestation go on to become good Catholics. I hate this organization, this Catholic Church. Jesus Christ. And again, I think that anyone, any adult, and I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're a Catholic and you were brought up in this slop, this mess, this horror, and knowing what you know now, and I realize a lot of people can turn their brains off. I turned my brain off for 40 fucking years about smoking. So I know, yeah, you know it can be done. Is the Catholic Church and its bullshit that addictive, though? Is it as addictive as nicotine? I don't know. I don't care. But if you're an adult and you continue your association with this death cult, you are fucking crazy. And you ought to grow up and escape from this shit. You want a spiritual aspect to your life? Fine. The Catholic Church is no more spiritual than a fucking Nazi death camp. Maybe worse. I like the way the Times puts it. I think it's today. Listen to the lead here. In a remarkable break from the usual decorum among the bishops, American Catholic leaders are now in open conflict over the explosive allegations from a former Vatican diplomat that Pope Francis knew about and ignored accusations of sexual abuse against a now disgraced American Cardinal. Archbishop, whatever. I don't fuck him. And the Times then quotes the Cardinal Joseph Tobin of Newark, who's a Pope Francis appointee. And Cardinal Tobin said that the Pope's opponents, he has lots of them, were using the accusations by Archbishop Carlo Maria Viganò. I know it's pronounced by the TV dumbfucks as Viganò. It's not. It's Viganò. The accusations by Archbishop Carlo Maria Viganò, the Pope's opponents are using those accusations to advance their own particular agenda. See, here's the thing. It's kind of hard to believe, and maybe not if you've been following this shit. Pope Francis is seen as way, way, way too liberal for these Nazis who run the Catholic Church. The ones who have no problem fucking children. The ones that have no problem fucking same-sex other adults. As long as they keep it hidden. They have no problem with it. This has been going on for 2 millennia. What's the big fucking deal? That's how these conservative Catholics look at Pope Francis's efforts to get some of this out. Not all of it. Some conservative, wait a minute. In a phone interview on Monday with the New York Times, Cardinal Tobin said, quote, I do think it's about limiting the days of this Pope, and short of that, neutering his voice or casting ambiguity around him, and as part of a larger upheaval both within and without the Church. What the fuck did these people expect? I mean, what? That's what I can't get my mind around. The Catholic Church has, for 2,000 years, covered up as many atrocities as they have been able to. They couldn't escape the big ones. like the various inquisitions, like the burning of Jews and Muslims and witches alive, like the Crusades, where people along the way from Northern Europe to the Middle East were slaughtered wholesale. They couldn't cover that up. That became a matter of history. But these goddamn Catholic priests, and I mean it, goddamned Catholic priests, it's their God, not mine. These goddamn Catholic priests who have preached against homosexuality when almost every fucking priest that goes into this order, this cult, either has homosexual tendencies or is an active homosexual man. That's not a condemnation of homosexuality. Oh, fuck no. That's a condemnation of the Catholic Church. How dare you rail against and preach against same-sex love or same-sex sex when the very people preaching against it are gay as hell, the ones who are not pedophiles? You hypocritical sons of bitches. I hope your church explodes into a million fucking pieces. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.